Hello everyone, Combi Driver here, coming back at you to say...
Gentlemen, start your engine!
That's right, because we are about to go oval racing in its most extreme form. Because Gran Turismo 7 featured this meme race. Special Stage Route X, a novel that looks taken out from Dominic's Toretto wildest dreams with 10 km straight, corners with huge bankings, a long climb, and that goes around a port and an airport. What else do you need? Oh yes, nitrous. Of course, you need nitrous.
Claro. Claro que sí, claro que sí.
So, for our first race, we chose our first champion, the Bugatti Chiron, because as we all suppose, it is going to be the faster car. So let's see if that is true. Right off the start, we can see that it has better acceleration against the Mercedes there. That's a good thing, which made us get into P7 very comfortably, and now we are about to bomb draft late apex very hard, sending him way front. Now someone who is coming hot is that Mazda over there. Look at that acceleration at that speed, almost 400 kilometers an hour, and he is still going. Maybe the Bugatti isn't as fast, or he has already used all his nitros, which seems to be the case as he is dropping down the order. Now, as you may probably know, this race is all about keeping with the big pack, not to lose the slipstream that is so crucial, and many times that is the reason it gets spicy here, as people are trying to keep their places and not end up adrift. As you may hear little taps here and there as I am battling with Halo Tester to get onto the drifts. He is slightly bumping me into the side, but he is caught adrift and he drops down speed. I remain down the main pack in P4, and we will try to keep this position into the first corner. I will start bomb drafting as I change cameras for a better view because I didn't see anything up front. And probably this is the best view to take this race. We pass now the 10 km sign, and the goal is to remain in this position and not wreck as we get into the first bank corner. We will try to keep a good run as unsurprised get surprised by the wall on the left, and I am starting to claim P3 behind Gypsy King, but not quite as I have another car low. And someone has gotten into the wall, which is quite a challenge to avoid if you are up there, and overall is quite a challenge to keep the steering still in this corner if you are not with assist, obviously, as I get bumped slightly into the wall, but we managed to survive, and now we are into the back strafe, if we can call it like that, onto the airport zone. We have lost a little bit of speed, but we are still behind the big pack, so we can recover from this and hopefully fight for a win here. Now, other curiosity about this race is that the winner is basically decided on the last corner, on the very last seconds, and you are going to see very intense battles onto the finish line to determine who is going to win. And the nitros is going to play a big role here as we are advancing into the second bank corner. It is at this point that we start to engage the nitros, and as you see, we are starting to gain onto the other Mercedes, but Scotty gets up front. I try to avoid him. I get a little bit bumped, he gets into the wall. Is now a fight. I'm trying to look for someone to get behind into its slipstream, but I just found it in Halo Tester, but it is hard to keep myself in there. Now I am quite far from the front. Now it is a battle to just keep the car still and get into the finish line. We end up now in P8 for the first race. Okay, Bugatti didn't work, so let's see. Maybe the Pagani Huayra could be a choice? We jump onto the second race, and something that I noticed straight away is a big gap between gear shift that it doesn't help on the acceleration, as we have someone already using all his nitros to trying to get ahead. But you are going to see what I mean as I engage a little bit of nitros to gain speed. Here I upshift and I lose 2 kilometers per hour before gaining acceleration again, and that is gonna make the Mercedes of Osaka get ahead of me. Well, I am still on the slipstream, so there might be a chance that the Huayra has a better top end speed. But that doesn't seem to be the case, as we are going uphill and the Huayra is struggling to gain speed even under the slipstream. Okay, now we go downhill and things might be getting a little bit better, as we see that the group in front is starting to battle a lot because we see a lot of smoke coming out from there. Now the pack has spread out and I am aiming to help the Bugatti, the other non-Mercedes car here, with a bump drop, but as I do, I get out of shape and I got sent into a perpendicular meet with the barrier, and that's pretty much the race done. I don't know exactly what happened, we are going to review it later, but that means that we are going to, well, finish last. I just wanted to see what happened there. I am approaching and I have a Nissan behind me. The Nissan butts me before, which gets me out of shape, and as I try to return to the slipstream, I don't see him and I went to meet barrier. Well, now into the third race, and as the saying goes, if you can beat them, join them. So I picked the Mercedes-Benz and I will try to have a good race. Now, as you can see, we have a good acceleration out of the line, which allow us to put ourselves into P8. As we reach the downhill and the port zone, I notice why this Mercedes is the go-to car here. It behaves pretty well on the slipstream, doesn't have that gap when you upshift like the Huayra had, and it doesn't struggle to reach the absurdly high top speeds at about 440 kilometers per hour. Here we are in a good position. We are P7 behind the main pack, gaining onto them thanks to the bump that Keep Me gives me. And now the goal is, again, to survive into this first bar corner as the Mercedes up front bumps me into the left, trying to not lose the slipstream as everyone wants here. But we get strong and we keep the slipstream for ourselves. Now into the first bank corner, we take it close to the wall behind Restless Inferno, going at about 430 kilometers per hour before bumping him. Now this is truly oval racing. It takes a great amount of concentration and intensity to be able to keep that into this bank corner, and it looks beautiful at this side. We get out of the first corner okay, keeping a good momentum into the back straight onto the big pack into P6, a very comfortable and nice positions. So it looks like we are in a good positions to fight for a win as the Intimidator goes up front trying to make a second line to battle the main one. So we are going to go behind them, and we are going to see if that places us in a better position to fight for the win down the last corner. And as we are reaching the second corner, the battle for position starts now as I get bumped on the side and we are about to deploy the nitros. We are going to look if we have a chance to make the overtake for the win, but that doesn't seem to be the case as there is a car on our right that tries to get the position, bumps us up and makes us lose a little bit of speed, but we keep on the slipstream. We still might have a chance here. I am trying to be careful, but I get sent into the wall. Now it's a 5-way into the finish line, but suddenly it's a 4-car 5 into the finish line. What happened there? Oh my god. Let's see a POV. So he's trying to get ahead. He goes to the right, but all of a sudden gets bumped and ends up into the pips. It's too late for him to do something. He crashes into it and he finishes third the race. What a hilarious way to end.
Anyway,
the quest for a win was still on, and although this race is all about going flat, getting up front was going to take a little bit more than just luck. However, this fourth race could be pretty much summed up in this incident. TCR Dayton trying to get back in the pad, going very slow. I didn't want to lose the line, so I bumped him, but the steward saw it in another way, so I got a penalty. And that simply doomed my race because the penalty line is just before the finish line. Why would you even have penalties here? Next race. This one started well, we were properly positioned, all up until we reach the first bank corner. Here is where it all unravels. Suddenly I start to see on the wrong way, and before I know it, I am spinning at about 300 kilometers an hour.
Oh no! Anyway.
Next race, we are starting from P4 after a qualifying lap that I'm not going to show here because it has to be one of the most boring ones. However, something that the fastest time showed me is that a little bit of aid from the counter steering assist comes in handy, so I try it out. We will try to keep it cool through the first 90% of the lap, and we will try to save as much nitrous as we can. We will try not even using it until the last moment. We are going to jump a little bit ahead. We are P8 and we are properly positioned into the first corner. Now here I notice something. The middle line gets you faster and is not a bad place to get a run and keep the momentum compared to the upper line that has, well, the danger of the wall. Of course, the counter steering assist is helpful on keeping the steer steady, but could those things be really helpful onto the next corner, I mean the middle line and the assist? We are about to find out. We kept our momentum out of the first corner into this next straight, and now we are going to get into a little bit of a fight to keep the better slipstream that tends to be the longer line, as we are still bumping right to left with the other cars, trying to keep ourselves strong and not lose control, something that we get to do. Now, as we approach the 9-kilometer mark, something important happens. I bump the president in front and he decides to go to the right and surprisingly manages to keep the speed. So I decide to go behind him using the slipstream. As soon as we get into the corner, we deploy the nitrous and I go down to the bottom line. As you saw, that promote us right up straight into P1. Now is a fight to defend this position, trying to deny the slipstream to whoever tries to get behind me. It is very tense as you are looking, is this really happening? Will we be able to claim at last a win? The other cars look far behind, but the nitrous is about to run off before the line, and we do. We claim a victory. It was a very nice victory that I am very happy for. Let's look at the replay. Indeed, the lower line strategy worked wonders in combination with the nitrous. For a moment I was scared that P2 was about to wreck me as he gets very close to my rear bumper. Well, that didn't happen and we managed to stick strong in the lead. And the cars behind were starting to collide, still fighting for position. Here I tried to break the slipstream to avoid anyone trying to get ahead, and that finally gave us that beloved P1. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was it from me. Remember to keep improving and have fun. I will see you next time.